Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today we are going to paint a rooster, and I am using these Academie watercolors from Schminke. And basically, I got these a couple days ago, and I was just kind of giving them a test out. And this is just going to be a very kind of loosey-goosey rooster. Loosey-goosey roosty. So I'm just kind of going to put in, I'm just like, I don't even know what you call this style, just pretty much, I'm gonna paint the different sections, kind of color block it in. I just basically want to get the gesture of it, so I'm kind of getting the most pronounced feature, almost like I'm doing a caricature, honestly. Let's see, I think I want to make a little bit of a shadow on there, and I think I'm going to actually grab a little bit of burnt sienna here, a little of this ultramarine blue, and I'm going to use that in the shadow on the comb in here. Kind of let the colors flow together. So I'll be doing a review on this in a day or two. I just felt like I wanted to get a little bit more experience painting with them before I did that. I don't like to go into a review half-cocked. I like to really experience a paint and get a few sketches under my belt at least before I go in and review something. So now that I've got that, I don't know if I like that darker color in the comb. Maybe I should have waited till it dried, but that's alright. A little more red in there, I think. I can blot a little bit out if I want with a paper towel, or even with a damp brush if I want to. I'm just working in my Aquafine watercolor sketchbook, the Cachet one. I really enjoy working in this because the paper is not bad. It's not the best paper in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but I like the size of the sketchbook, and I like that I can quickly get something onto paper and not worry about it being too precious. And I like that I'm really like working with a sketchbook lately because I've been feeling very overwhelmed with my possessions, and then I have a shop, and most of you guys might know I have a shop in a schoolhouse, in the Schoolhouse Antiques Mall in Brewer, and it's very frustrating to to go there and see that you have so many paintings for sale already, and then to bring more, and it's like, oh my word, this is just so much. And I just feel, and then when I have so much unsold art, it seems like it's just, I don't know if it's defeating is the right word, but it's just kind of overwhelming. So anyway, working in the sketchbook is making me feel a little more free because I don't have to think, what am I going to do with this when it's done, you know? This, I don't know about this rooster. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I generally start with a sketch that kind of encompasses everything, and I'm finding that without the sketch, I am really having a difficult time here getting my proportions right. I'm just going to sketch in with this this yellow ochre because I feel like I'm definitely sketch the general shape and then detail from there, and when I'm not doing that, I find that I have a little bit more difficulty. So you should never let how well your work sells define you as an artist. It's difficult though. It's, it's nice. It's a good feeling when somebody buys your art. It's flattering, and it kind of tells you you're going in the right direction. But you can't let, it's such a subjective thing. You can't let it bother you if you're not selling very well. Oh, that's a pretty color. This set has a Prussian blue rather than a phthalo blue in it. I kind of wish I had the phthalo blue because I feel like mixing wise you just have a lot more options. But Prussian blue is a beautiful muted color. And I'm just going to apologize in advance if I sneeze because I feel like a little tickle in my nose. Like I'm going to sneeze any moment now. These colors are nice for mixing. Well, you'll get the full review in a day or so with swatches and whatnot. I don't know if they're I don't think they're my favorite student grade paints, but they're not bad. They're hard to get in the United States. I wanted to review them because I had several people ask me, And not all my viewers are in the United States, and these might be very affordable to somebody in Germany or other parts of the world. I think these are made in Germany. I believe there are some American-made Schminke products because there was a Schminke factory run by Grumbacher. They had the patents on some of their, or licenses to reproduce some of their stuff, I know. It's so weird when you look at international art companies and how different people can hold licenses for different products. It's very interesting. Or boring, depending on how you look at it. I don't know. Oh my gosh, has it been 5 minutes already? I'm just going to scoot this up so I can fit his feet in here. The feet are actually kind of gray looking. And I'm just going to mix my burnt sienna and ultramarine to get my gray. There's a black and a sepia maybe in here. I did swatch them all out. I don't know how frequently I would use those colors. I always think it's a bit of a shame that student sets often come with a black because I think that it can handicap somebody learning. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using black. I just did an illustration for a cover of a children's book, and I ended up pulling out the black in the last minute. For one thing, I know that it's going to be mechanically reproduced, so I needed that extra crispness, and it was nice to be able to pull that out. But because I've been painting for over 30 years, I know how to incorporate it without it looking like a black hole. And I think a lot of times, if your only method of darkening a color that you know of is to add black, you do yourself a disservice because you end up with these lifeless colors, and then you wonder why it looks that way. And a lot of colors will even be formulated with black, which is also, I think, a kind of a disservice. So, I mean, this isn't too bad. This is 5 minutes in. It looks very cartoony to me. And honestly, I've found that everything I've painted with this set has looked kind of cartoony. But I've been in kind of a funk. Been in kind of like a creative block, so it could very well just be my funky creative block that's causing that. So yeah, there's that. I know we all go through those creative blocks. Actually, started taking notes about like what I do when I'm in a creative block. How do I overcome it so that I can help others and maybe just be able to remember the next time I'm in a creative block how to overcome it. Because I am a working artist. I do have to work every day. I do have to do creative things every day, regardless of if I feel like it or not. Taking a break isn't really an option. Now, what do we have here? I think we have some more of like that burnt sienna color. The burnt sienna is really pretty in this set. I think it's a burnt sienna. It might be English red. I'm not sure. I can't remember right off the top of my head because it is such a new set for me. I do kind of like the looseness of this little sketch, though. I think maybe that's I get like a creative block, and then I have such a hard time concentrating, and I think a lot of the difficulty I'm having concentrating is the overwhelm I am feeling currently with stuff. I feel like I never got caught up after Christmas with putting things away and or in dealing with the Christmas influx, I guess. So I'm kind of working on that right now. Trying to declutter. I just read the KonMari book, the KonMari method, the life-changing magic of tidying up. We'll listen to it actually. Audiobook. I like audiobooks. And I like what she has to say. I like this do it fast all at once type of method. I'm going to do my craft supplies last because that's what I have the most emotional attachment to, because everything is a possibility. I think we all feel that as artists. Every empty box, everything is just an opportunity for potential art, and it's so hard to part with any of it. But if you don't, and you accumulate at the pace that a lot of us do, myself included, it can be a burden rather than a joy, and I do not want to feel that way, and I'm feeling that way. So I'm going to add a little bit of this red in there. Whew, that's bright. Oh, isn't that a nice little punch of color? Look at that, that's pretty. So anyway, there's been a few comments, you know, people saying that I just don't seem like I'm into things lately. And you're a very astute young grasshopper. I'm just like overwhelmed with stuff. And you know, I love that magic zone when you're creating. You just feel like, yeah, you know, you're just in the zone and everything is awesome. And I'm working in my office. I don't like to paint my office. I don't feel very creative up here. It's a shared space, and it's always becomes a dumping ground for things that have no other space. And with all these supplies that I have up here for my day-to-day work, it's just getting to be too much. It's just getting to be overwhelming, and I really need to deal with that. So there's going to be days with no videos just because I need to get my crap together. My crap is not together, folks. Oh, I like my rooster, though. My rooster's crap's together. Mine isn't, though. I'm going to give him a little bit of I have no idea what that is. That's something stuck from the other sketchbook. See, that's the other thing I like about a sketchbook. It doesn't have to be precious. It's not going to be precious because I got stuff, like there's facing pages. Sometimes I close it before it's completely dry. There's, you know, stuff gets stuck together, and that's fine. I'll give this a little bit of ground. A little yellow ochre in there, I think. I like their yellow ochre. I like the earth tones a lot in this student set. I think that they're lovely. Because a lot of times you get weak earth tones. It's like earth tones are like the cheapest thing to make, people. Why? There should be no need of weak earth tones even in the student set. I'm going to flick some water on. See if I can get some of that paint to move a little bit. I should have done this before I started painting so I could have little surprises. Little color surprises as I went, but I didn't think of that because my brain is in the artist block mode at the moment. But you know, people ask me, how do you deal with artist block? If you do have a clear thing, like I know I need, it's not even organized, I need to declutter. You can't organize clutter. I need to go through stuff and declutter. But anyways, you have to just do it. You have to just put brush to paper, I think, when you're blocked, because then the inspiration will find you when you're in the right mood. But until then, I mean, the alternative is to what? Stop creating? You can't do that. You can't, because then your body loses. Kind of like exercising, you know. You can't just stop exercising because you don't feel like it. If you want to be a healthy person, you gotta kind of, you just have to do it. You may feel like you're just kind of going through the motions, but you know, you can't maintain a level of fitness if you don't exercise. And the same goes for art, and it's so easy to put it off if we're not feeling completely awesome, but that's probably when we need it the most, don't you think? Mix in some of that darker color. Yeah, my biggest qualm with this would just be that I wish it had a phthalo blue rather than a Prussian blue, and I could definitely find a replace. I would rather have different colors than that black and brown. But that's alright. Maybe I'll throw a little bit of that green in there just to show. This is their Viridian hue, which I believe is like just a phthalo green. Not a bad little color. It's a color I don't use all that much, honestly, phthalo green or Viridian. Viridian's a lot weaker of a color. Put some of that in the tail. I'm kind of like totally colorifying this chicken. Rooster. There you go. I don't think I want to do any more to this. This is all. I just wanted to get some paint down. That was my goal today. I hope you enjoyed this. I will have the review on these paints coming up in a day or two, and or maybe I'll have the review first. I don't know. I'm actually going to film the review right in like 5 minutes. So I don't know what's going to be first or second. It'll be a surprise, won't it? I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting.